All right, BCW faithful and first-time viewers, welcome to the Curtain Call, a weekly pro wrestling show that gets you up to speed with everything going on in the world of Brii combination wrestling. And by now, if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe below and follow BCW on all social media platforms. And if you're asking yourself, who is this ruggedly, and I mean ruggedly handsome individual with these melodious tones piping right through your speakerphone, I am your host, the host that covers the most, Jimmy J. And now that I got that out of the way, we can talk BCW. You know, faithful, last week I had told you that this week we were going to feature the newest member of the BCW family. However, things have changed because, you know, I'm a big proponent for putting family first. And when a family member is in need, you help that family member out. So this week, on the Curtain Call, joining me, no spoilers, you gotta listen to this interview. It is real, rugged, and raw, and she gets downright ruthless. Respectfully. Please welcome my guest this week, Ruthless Lala. So, faithful, right now, I have a special guest on the show. Finally. And that's the one word I have to use right now. It's finally. She's here. Miss What That Lariat Do? The Queen Super Savage Saiyan herself, Ruthless Lala. Respect.
Whoa! You know what? Thank you. Because, people fuck up my name so badly. Like, I had somebody say the Saiyan or the Cyanide. I was like, damn, can I just get somebody to get my name right? I just so appreciate it. But you got it right, so thank you. I won't have to knock your head off. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I had to get it right. Okay, because, we've had some incidents in the past. And
speaking of incidents, I always ask myself that when I talk to you, I was going to ask you this. How is it that everybody who has done a promo or an interview with you, Jimmy J, it has been up except one person? Oh, that's right. The person that's on here right now. Like, no. I did one before I beat up my sister, Faye Jackson, respectfully. Shout out to her. And then before I threw Davey in through a door and beat Savannah with a paddle and told Holly Dad to breathe, I did another interview. But, no, I don't see it at all. I see Jordan Grace's. I see Danny Jordan's, I see Faye Jackson's. Well, I see everybody's promo and interview, but who? The Queen Super Savage saying God. So, Jimmy J, what up with that, bro? Respectfully, though. See? Respectfully. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm distraught over the situation because you cut hell of a promo, honestly. Both promos were absolutely insane.
I mean, apparently that wasn't insane enough. It didn't go up.
Listen, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but it was all swerving. It was.
I think you just threw him under the bus.
Listen, I had nothing to do with it. Listen, I don't want the smoke. I don't want anything, Lala. I don't want any problems, respectfully. I love you. I appreciate you. You do a hell of a job out there. And, again, it was just some malfunctions with the audio equipment, and that falls on the swerving. But anyway,
you tell Swerving that when I see him, I'm going to malfunction my arm through his head. And I'm going to knock his head off. And then after I do that, I'm going to respectfully throw him through a door. You make sure you relay that message to him respectfully. Okay? Appreciate it.
Will do.
Appreciate it. But thank you for having me for this interview. I appreciate it. But he's going to die. Respectfully. It's great. Yeah.
I had to have you on. There's a lot going on. Okay? And I wanted to talk about one thing first. Is it true? I hear, talks about retirement on social media. What's going on with this?
So yesterday, which was June 13th, I was going to retire permanently from wrestling. I have a lot that I'm dealing with as far as health wise and mental wise, and it's just kind of everything kind of hit me at once. It's like being in the corner and getting beat up by Mike Tyson and there's no referee to stop it. like just getting hit from all kinds of directions. And so I had a mental and a horrible meltdown, breakdown. And I didn't think before I responded. I was just like, fuck it. I was in so much pain, and I was like, fuck it. You know what? Like, nobody cares about me anyway. Nobody gives a fuck if I'm wrestling or not. I was like, you know what? Just fuck it, you know? And, like, I was like, I'm retired permanently. Just fuck it. And, like, my fucking depression and my anxiety was, like, through the roof. It was like, fuck it. Nobody gives a shit. And, you know, and let me rephrase that, because I know there's going to be some people who has actually been there for me. It's like, man, it's fucked up, Lala. And it's like, it's not that. It's just the fact that the people that I've been there for have not been there for me here recently. And I've been going through this for 15 years.
Talk to us about it. What have you been going through?
I have this skin disease. It's called hidradenitis suppurativa, but it's a lot to try to even think of how to spell it. So you just type in HS. I got it after I had my son. I had my son September 23rd, 2004. And after I had him, that's when, like, it started popping up, and I got so misdiagnosed. It was literally the worst. And if they could have caught it at the beginning, then, you know, it could have been manageable, you know, but they didn't catch it until like the 13th year that I was already dealing with it. So it's way too long for any easy stuff, or, like, you know, the minor stuff that they could have gave, you know. And now it has been getting worse, you know. And the best way to describe it is it's not like any, like, I don't like a lot of people. I'm cordial, but I don't like a lot of people. And even with this, what I'm going through, I wouldn't even wish this upon my worst enemy, you know, because it's my lymph nodes and my glands are messed up, and people don't get that. They're just like, all right, you know, well, you know, hey, just do a little bit of walking. It's like, I don't think you really understand what I mean by that. It's
what are you feeling?
My body looks like I was involved in a drive-by shooting. You feel me? Like, when the knots explode, they leave anywhere from a nickel to a quarter size hole in my body, and it don't heal up like, you know, 2 days or 3 days. It takes anywhere from months. You know, so this is something that I have to deal with. And it's not just one hole, like, it's multiple, you know, in certain parts of my body. Like, my armpits look like I had a death match with a cheese grater. The cheese grater won. You know what I'm saying? Like, it spread it to my back and to my chest now. It's behind my ear, even worse now. And, you know, and it takes a toll on me, you know. And everybody, you know, throws out this, hey, I understand how you feel. No, you don't. Or they throw out the, well, you know, hey, that's life. No, it's not. Because if this was life, everybody would have the shit that I have. Legitimately. Everybody would have the same fucking shit that I have. And we'll all be on the same page, but we're not. I'm not sitting here and saying that what I have is worse than anybody. There's people out there that is worse than me. But what I'm dealing with is some fuckery. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts. It hurts mentally, physically, as well as chronic. You know, it's a chronic pain. So, you know, like, it's hard for me because, you know, as quick as I put on clothes, like, it drains through the clothes. This is like a lot of people used to, like, never understand why I wore certain clothes. Like, everybody thought, oh, well, you know, she's just a tomboy, which I am. Oh, you know, she just dressed boyish. And it's like, with this disease, there's certain things that I can wear and certain things I can't wear. Certain materials will make it worse. You know what I'm saying? So, like, 90% of the time, I have to have cotton on. You know, and, like, I can't walk out with, like, wife beaters on or sleeveless or anything, because it's like, you know, no, people, we see the world that we're living in now, you know. So yeah. I go outside, I raise up my arm, you know, like, ain't nobody gonna understand. And then on top of that, like, just the draining constantly, like, it's like, picture taking a shower, and no matter how many times you take a shower, you're never clean enough. Like, you just still end up dirty. And that's how it is, you know. Like, I'll get in the shower, take a shower, right when I come out, start going to go, like, dry my body off, draining, you know. And it's not something that makes me want to go out and hang out with people or do something, you know. Like, I've tried to push through and go and work out, but at the certain places at that time where I had them at, it was hard to work out. Like, I can't do squats, I can't sit on the bench rack, you know. And then all of a sudden it starts draining, too much pressure, you know. And it just got to the point to where it's just so much. And I've literally been holding it together as much as I possibly could up until the beginning of this year. You know, like, everything was still good. But then like my health started getting worse, and like I was still wrestling, I still pushed forward, but health was just getting worse, getting worse, getting worse, getting worse. And I was dealing with so much in Tennessee to where I couldn't focus. And I was like, you know what? I need a break. I need to go home and see the family. And right when I got home, bam, pneumonia. I was like, fucking shit, dude.
Right.
So it took me forever to get over the pneumonia. And then they was telling me how there was a 70% chance that I had corona, but they couldn't do a test to see if I had corona. So then I had that on my mind. Like, what the fuck is going on, man?
So you can't catch a break.
I can't catch a break at all. And so then, bam, that's done. Get over the pneumonia. And then now, like, I'm so fucking inflamed to where, like, I have to, like, sleep with my arms up as if I'm being held, against my will, or as the cops asked me to put my hands up because, like, the knot under my armpits is so bad. It's like I can't put anything on it, even if it's just like a little bit of weight. Like, it feels like I'm about to explode. Like, the pain feels like I'm getting electrocuted to the point to where I'm about to pass out, but I don't pass out. It just keeps constantly, and this is not the pain that goes away. This is a constant pain that stays, like other people, it explodes, it stays. It don't go away. It doesn't clear up my everything, and like I'm cool and I can start over, push a reset. But no, I have to keep dealing with it. And then once that one go down, guess what? Here pops up another one. Stress don't make it no better. It's just.
How do you deal with that? How do you deal with the pain on a regular?
So, hold on.
Oh.
This is mainly the medicine that I take care of because these, and when I say these, and trust me, I have like 4 more over there. These are the medications that they put me on.
That's a lot of medications.
All of them.
You have to take all of those medications on a daily basis?
Twice a day.
Twice a day?
So all these, and just so people won't think, oh well, she's like, no. So you see it, see that? That's my government name, right there. All these, all of them, and then I got more over there. And what people don't understand and get or realize is, like, let's get really, 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 really real.
Yeah.
When I got back home here in March, and everything was just spiraling out of control, and it was how it was. Like I was in a really dark place to where I don't want to be alive no more. I felt like this was the only way to not hurt anymore because I've tried to do it everybody's way and I'm still hurting. And I'm not getting better, I'm getting worse. And the fact that I'm trying to push forward and have a positive mind state, no matter how positive I'm thinking, here comes this bullshit to just knock me right back down, and I just felt like the world would be better off if I wasn't here. The world would be better off if I was dead. Nobody would blink an eye or nobody would shed a tear if they found out that I died. That's my depression, my anxiety, and everything is triggered. Like when this shit, like when I wake up in the morning, legitimately, before I start doing anything, I have to smoke a blunt because it slows my mind down enough to where I can focus. Because when I wake up, the first thing that goes to my mind is I literally just woke up to be in pain. And it's a lot, and people don't get it. And like, so to feel like I'll be better off dead. And I reached out to somebody who I thought was a sister of mine, and she was like, what's going on? I was like, I'm just contemplating killing myself. And she just off the rip laughed at me and was like, girl, bye, and hung up.
She what?
Yeah.
She just laughed at you?
Yeah.
After you.
And
Wow.
then I snapped off. I was getting ready to just, say goodbye. And, my best friend, shout out to Mike Cobb, that is my right hand and my left hand man. He's helped me through these very dark, super dark times. Him and my son and Mika Villa, shout out to the sis Mika, like they've been there. And it's not the fact that other people haven't been there, but it was like, I'm the type of person, I always reach out to people. Like no matter how badly I'm going through stuff, people will be on my mind that I want to make sure they're okay. Yeah. And that's what I do. But it's like, nobody checks on me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody sends me a text and say, hey, you know what? I just want to check on you to see if you're okay. And then when you tell them how you feel, it's well, I've been busy. I'd be like, bro, I'm dealing with a skin disease that is fucking me up from the inside out and from the outside in. Like, my depression and my anxiety is to a whole new world. I feel like I'm better off dead every fucking day, but yet I still hit up people to see how they're doing. So for you to tell me that you're busy, to me, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Use your words right. You just don't want to fucking hit me up to see how I'm doing because you don't fucking care. That's just what it is.
They just don't want to say that.
And people don't want to say that. And it's like, just be honest. I'll respect you more, if you just be honest with me instead of lying to me, But when that happened, since March up until now, I have tried to end my life on 3 different occasions. And I have failed miserably. And I don't say miserably like I'm sad, I'm glad and I'm blessed that I'm still here. It's just people don't really understand, and people throw stones at me and like, oh well, stop doing this for attention, and think about your kids and da 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 da. And it's like, first off,
it's so easy. It's so easy for them to say. I'm sorry to cut you off. That gets me aggravated though. It's so easy for people to say that. Yeah. When they're not in a situation. But go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Like what would your kids think about? Like think about your kids, and it's like, it's not the fact that I'm not thinking about it. Like, y'all should literally really think, like, people who know me know how I am. So for me to get in a dark place at this point on some real shit, it's I need help. And out of all the other times that I didn't extend my hand for help, I extend my hand for help now, and then I get left on red. Or, it's just, I'm just left hanging. And it's like, my best friend has been there for me. My son has been there for me. Mika has been there for me. But there's these other people who supposedly ride or die for me. But yet, I don't hear from y'all unless I hit y'all up. And that's not how that works. So it fucks up my mental state even more, to where I just feel like I'm a bother and I'm an inconvenience to everybody. Because throughout this whole process, Mike and Mika and Janelle, which shout out to Janelle, have been like there, like, yo, damn sis, I'm sorry this has happened. I'm sorry you're going through this. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want nobody's fucking sympathy. Like, let that be known now. I don't want people to be like, oh, feel bad for Lala. No, I want people to understand that if you think that I'm this strong person and that nothing can bother me and you're just a warrior and everything like that, I get that, but it don't change the fact that just because I'm stronger than what you think I am, that I don't go through shit. You feel me? And during this whole process, I haven't had nobody to be there for me except the 3 people that I just really mentioned, unless I had to hit up somebody. And here recently, when I posted about, my so-called sis, laughing at me or whatever, I had Darius Lockhart to reach out to me. And I have the utmost respect for Darius, and I've met Darius a lot of times, and we've hung out, been at the same shows. And like, that is by far one person who is just loves positivity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shines off of him. Darius is a real man, and like, he's a real genuine human being. And and he hit me up and he was talking to me, and it really helped, but it's just like, at the same time, they're just now getting into like the stuff that I'm going through, and with everything that I'd already been through, I didn't want to like unleash everything upon him. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that I'm going through, because like, I didn't understand, like, with everything that I'm going through, which one of the things that made me have a breakdown is because I know people are going through stuff in their life. So I do my best not to bring any drama or anything bad to people who I care about very dearly in my heart. And people go through stuff every now and then, ups and downs, but it's like, with me, with how worse everything's gotten, I go through something every fucking day. Like, every fucking day I wake up and I'm in pain and I'm going through shit, and I just want to, people ask me, hey, how you doing? And it's like, I want to kind of lie and be like, oh, I'm good, but I can't, because I'm in pain. And right when I say, not good and da-da-da-da-da, and then they'll respond, it's like, just the way they respond is like, man, I really don't feel like hearing this shit. And so it kind of just makes me automatically shut down. And then when my best friend tries to reach out to me, I feel like I'm being a burden to him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole
it's a whole cycle.
you know, and he's like, don't put me in the same category. It's like, I'm not putting you in the same category with nobody. Like, my best friend is in the category by himself, like, period, you know. But it don't change the fact that people that are very dear to my heart, I don't want to keep constantly coming to y'all and talking to y'all about my problems, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if I'm getting tired of fucking hearing it, y'all gotta be tired of hearing it. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, listen, I got to tell you right now, you know, it's funny because people do listen, and it's almost as if they're programmed to hear somebody else say, "Oh, everything is good," you know, and then when they hear somebody say something different, it's like,
well, that's
okay,
that negative shit. You thinking negative, like you thinking negative, like you gotta think positive.
All right, folks, I apologize for that little delay. I'm not going to blame anybody for it or the service. It's Urban's fault. But anyway, back on to what we were talking about. You're getting thrown under the bus, buddy, the whole episode. So get used to it, okay, if you're watching this, which I know you are. But back on to what we were saying.
Title this Under the Bus.
You're somewhere under there, man. I mean, change the muffler for me while you're under there. But we're going to keep this bus moving. We're going to keep everything in fast motion here. But Lala, you know, to your point, when you're on the phone with people sometimes and they ask, "Hey, how's everything? How you doing?" And it's almost as if they're programmed, like I was saying, to just automatically hear, "Oh, everything is good, everything is great." But you know, when you actually tell them, "Hey, listen, I got this and this going on," all of a sudden it's like, "Oh man, it's either A, I didn't expect that, I don't want to get into this conversation because I don't care," or B, it's like, well, it's negative, and this is what I'm going to say because I have to try to make them think positive, but they don't know what you're going through and they don't know what you're feeling. And it's so easy for people to say that they do when they don't. And I got to ask you, man, that's some deep stuff that you were just talking about, especially with the fact that, you know, you wanted to take your life. I mean, how have you been since these incidents? Are you okay now? I mean, are you still feeling that way?
Not as much as I was at first. You know, depression and anxiety is a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And it's already bad that, you know, us as human beings were already our worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? And then you add some depression and a little sprinkle of anxiety, and you got a whole getting right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not as much, but it's still there. It's just going to just take time. You know, it's just going to really take some time. And I'm overly grateful that, you know, I've had Mike and my son and Mika, and I forgot because she's going to probably kick my ass. Also had Kong, you know, Awesome Kong being there for me. That's a big sis. I love her to death, you know, and just like trying to help me pull through this. And that was one person that was also helping me pull through it because she had called me and, you know, like I sent this mass text out because I was so done. And I'm just tired of people trying to tell me that I need to hurry up and be okay. And, you know, because it was just a thing of, I said I'm not okay. And people were like, all right, okay, cool. Yeah, I understand that. And then it was just like the next day they just expected me to be like this. I'm better now. You know, whoa. That was great.
I'm back. That was a crazy dream, you know?
She's like, first, you have to be okay with not being okay. And you have to understand that it's okay to not be okay. She's like, when we can just get you to be okay with not being okay, that's a step. And then we can move forward. You know, we're not trying to rush anything. She's like, you take as much time as you need to not be okay. And then when you're ready to take that next step, then let's get there. And, you know, I'm there, but I'm not there. I'm still in a dark abyss trying to fight out. You know what I mean? And it's there, you know, it's just not gonna happen overnight, you know, but it's, man, like I can't, like, I just wake up every day crying because like I just hurt. And being misunderstood hurts more than what people know. And, you know, a lot of people's like, man, fuck what people think. It don't matter what people think and da-da-da-da-da. But it's like, more than ever, I need my friends. And the fact that some of the people have made it seem like me being like this is too much for them to deal around, to deal with, it hurt my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there for these same people. Like, I've made sure this person didn't put a bullet, you know what I'm saying, in their mouth or didn't fall off that cliff. And the one time I'm just like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not okay. I need help. This is what I need. You just don't just, oh, well, you're just doing it for attention, or like this is legit shit that I heard. You're doing it for attention, or you're just you're just faking, like everything's fine, and like you wouldn't dare go through anything like this because you're the strongest person ever. So what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Even Superman like turns into a pussy when he gets kryptonite.
Yeah.
So what you mean?
If you need somebody to talk to, your family over here at BCW, Mr. Cole, even myself, you got my contact information. I actually, everybody goes through their issues. I had my own, and it's not about me, but I got to tell you, I have a close friend of mine. He's a counselor, legit. And if you do need somebody to talk to like that, he's a very good listener. He's trained. That's what he does. So I can talk to you about that, off air.
And that's another thing, like people will be like, hey, if you're going through stuff, hit me up. And I'm not meaning you, but like,
yeah.
But like they would see that I'm going through stuff and would still fix themselves to respond. Well, hey, if you need to talk to me, I'm here. Nigga, what? I just told you that I'm not okay, and you're gonna say, well, I'm here if you need to call me. Why don't you pick up the fucking phone and call me, dumbass?
Oh man, you know what? It's everybody. It's like everybody's just trying to say, oh yeah, I'm here, and people do say that, so I can understand the frustration in that because and I know based on experience, but over here I can tell you that for fact. I mean, you even know that we're Mr. Cole and we're family. Okay, all of us, we're family, and any way we can help you out, we're going to be here for you legitimately. Okay, we're not just going to say it as a, hey, all right, Lala, yeah, great, I'm sorry, but if you have to call me, give me a call, and then I see your name on the phone, I'm like, oh, forget about it, I'm not answering the phone. I'll talk to you later. Right. Listen, that phone call, let me tell you something. If you know somebody's going through something, anybody out there, and you see a phone call coming in from that person, okay, please pick up the phone, okay, because that could be the very last time you hear from that person.
Or if you see a post, like, nigga, if you see a post and it don't sit right with your soul, contact it, hit them up. Don't fucking respond and say, well, if you need to talk, I'm here. No, stupid motherfucker, hit them up.
And
what's wrong?
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know that, like, we spoke about this off air prior. People want to look good.
I wasn't trying to throw you a shotgun. My bad. The smoke came to you, and I was like, damn. It's like
I got it. I'm feeling it. Oh, I'm feeling better. I'm rejuvenated now. Now we can talk. Will it ever calm down, Jimmy J? Who knows? Maybe just a little bit. But
tune in next time on Under the Bus.
Under the Bus, Volume 2, with Swerving over
once again. Segment out of that. Under the Bus.
You know what? That should be like a shoot thing. Like it should be Under the Bus segment, and like somebody just throwing somebody literally under the bus about whatever.
Just let them come and get it out. Yo, we should do that. Yo, we gonna talk off air. Off air, yo, cause
and people are not gonna know. Is this a work? Is it a shoot? People are not gonna know that. But that's therapy session. But switching gears. Briefly right now, retirement. Is it true, yes or no? Are you calling it quits, or are you still with us?
He's over here looking at me crazy, too. He got that look like, man, make me yule on you. Like my son over here looking like, say it. I want you to say it. When I posted it, yes. Now, no. Because the show that I was supposed to be doing got canceled. So when the show got canceled, my goofy ass best friend hit me up and was like, hey, who was actually on the same show, and he was like, hey, that show canceled, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, wasn't you was retiring after your match, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, I guess that's not happening now.
Thank God, though, because we wanted to see you back in BCW. Oh, my God.
Man. And that's what he said. He was like, look, he was like, you can't retire. He's like, well, you can't retire before me. And I was like, fuck you, Mike. And he was like, plus, he's like, we got a lot of the church's money to fuck up. He's like, so, he's like, you can't, what I mean? Like, you can't just walk past this and be like, I'm done. He's like, I ain't gonna let you do that, and it's true because like that, Like, I don't care if any other of my male tag team partners get upset. And I say male tag team partners because, me and Sue Young are the WSU, tag team women's champions. So shout out to my sis Sue, Young and Ruthless all day, every day. But Mike Cobb is he's my best friend. He's my right hand and left hand man. And he's by far the best tag team partner that I've ever fucking had. You know what I'm saying? And he's not afraid to say, yo, my tag team partner is a chick and she can hit harder than 90% of the motherfuckers I know, which is facts. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's another thing that people don't understand. To have friends or even colleagues or coworkers to make you feel like you matter without you even having to ask for anything is an amazing thing. Yeah. You feel me? It helps so much, and people don't understand because you've had a lot of people that have lied and pretended to go through things just to get attention because they're not right in the head. You feel what I'm saying? Or some just an attention whore and they just like attention. You feel me? So some people don't understand, and I get that. But instead of you judging, like, how about you take another look in closer before you off the back judge and just thinking somebody is just trying to say this just to get attention. You feel me? And that's the thing about it is, it's dealing with this skin disease. It sucks. And it's rare. Like, it ain't something that you hear everybody talk about every day about something that they have, Yeah. And the thing about it is there's no cure. This shit gets worse with time. And I've been dealing with this for 15 years. So to have people to try to be a Google doctor and be like, oh, we'll put this on the boil. And like, I heard that, do these home remedies. And, like, these home remedies is going to really help you, and I just know that they're going to help me. How do you know? Well, they said it on Google. Pause. Have you tried it? Well, no, because I don't have it going on with it. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Let's just have that conversation. Okay.
I'm glad to hear that you're not retired. Thank God. We're going to see you in the back of the ring. And now that opens up a whole bunch of other questions I have for you. You started your career. It really does. Like, this is huge.
He had like a list. And he's like, okay, if she says yes, she retired, it's interview over. I just got to just, hey, I wish you the best, Lala. I wish it wasn't over. But if she says she's not retired,
we're about to end it. This would be this was about to be the shortest interview ever. Oh, it's over. Okay, thank you very much. Ruthless Lala, everybody. No. But now, we got some substance. You started your career in June of 2010, correct? No? What the hell am I reading then? Jesus Christ.
What are you reading?
Some false information, I'll tell you that much. When did you start? How long were you in this business?
I started in 2003.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that Google doctor stuff and Google and everything. I've been trying to do some research on Lala, and I'm like, wow, false information out there, folks. Don't believe what you read. You heard it from her mouth herself. 2003. Okay, so 2003, you've been here. You started. Now it's 2020. What is the fondest memory of your career that you had thus far?
Man, I wish I can sit here and say that there's one that sticks out the most, but I can't. So I'm glad that there's no limit on this because here we go.
No, floor's yours.
I have to put going on tour and going back and forth and wrestling this woman was overly amazing because I've known her and her husband ever since I was 14 years old. And I was doing security when I met them at PCW Wrestling in Arlington, Texas in the Six Flags Mall. And that's Jazz.
Oh, wow.
And I always call her Auntie Jazz, and I call Rodney Mack. I always call him Uncle Mac, and I've had the honor of being in the ring with Jazz and defending my one of the belts that I used to have against her, and then going to Louisiana wrestling her, going to Arkansas wrestling her, Mississippi wrestling her. Like, it was amazing. And then on top of that, I have to spend time with them, so, and even on top of that, I've learned so much from her and Uncle Rodney. And so it's just, it's amazing. And I've had the pleasure of, we're going to get there. Wait. So that's where we're going to start. So to be able to wrestle her and I can call her family and just they're two amazing individuals. It's amazing by itself. So that's one. By the way, which my tag team partner, Mike Cobb, will be facing Rodney Mack in September in Kansas. Wow. So, of course, I'm going to be there in my tag team partner's corner. Oh, I know this is going to be a problem.
Oh, man. You're going to be torn.
Like, I'm already torn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Uncle Mac. I love him to death. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you going to put me in a spot, I'm going to ride or die with my best friend, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, we family. Like me and Uncle Mac, we family. Like, we family. This is not personal. This is business. And, like, I know how hungry Uncle Mac is. And even though he in his prime, he's still something dangerous to deal with. You know what I mean? So I ain't going to take that away from him. But the one thing that Uncle Mac has to understand is you're not dealing with a human being. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with a God. You know what I'm saying? Mike Cobb is Mr. Limit Breaker himself because he knows no limits. You feel me? Yep. So when he hits that glory to God, it's a done deal. And then it's amen. You feel me? Respectfully. So that's something I'm going to look forward to. Okay, bam. Got that out of the way. All right, cool. Being able to meet Teddy Hart and to become family and friends with that guy. Like, I know a lot of people feel how they feel with Teddy, and I know everybody like had their stories about Teddy. I've known Teddy Hart since October 4th, 2014.
Okay.
And before I met Teddy in person, I was a massively huge super fan of his. Like, I watched everything that he used to do. Wrestling Society X, Ring of Honor, TNA, like, indie scene. Like, I fucking love Teddy Hart.
Were you a fan of, like, the Hart family, or was it just Teddy?
I love Bret Hart. Like, fuck that. I was a fan of the Hart family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just go ahead. I was a fan of the Hart family, period. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but I love Teddy.
What was it about Teddy that you were enamored about?
I relate to Teddy because Teddy is a black sheep. Teddy is the black sheep of the family. You know what I'm saying? Teddy is his own usual, unique, or extraordinary person. You feel me? You won't find another person like Teddy. You know what I mean? And the thing about Teddy is, well, at least to me and the people that have been around me that have met Teddy, Teddy don't bullshit.
Straight shooter.
Straight fucking shooter.
Yep.
You can either take it, you can get emotional about it, but please, whatever you do, don't try to jump. That's not a good thing, you know. So knowing Teddy for as long as I known him was great. And then I got him booked in Wrestling Revolution. It was in McAllen, Texas. And bam, he started working down there. He was working my tag team partner at the time, Tony Strong. And then they wanted him back. And he was like, yeah, he's like, when I come back, how about we do a six-man tag? He's like, me, Total Pimp, Machico against Tony Strong, Jim Justice, and Lala. I said, yeah, wait, what? I said, you for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, you. Like, I'm
yeah, let's go.
So he was like, all right, Lala. He's like, check this out. He's like, I want you to do your homework. He's like, look up 3 signatures. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like 3 signatures that you want to take. You know what I'm saying? 2 moves that, like, it was like a list of shit. And like, it was so funny because when he said it, I had already had in my mind what I wanted to do. So I was like, bet, bam, boom, boom. So he leave, bam. Me, Tony, and Jim, we sitting there. We smoking the blunt. And I was like, so just letting y'all know I'm taking the heat. They was like, wait, what? I said, yeah. I said, I'm taking all the heat. I said, don't even worry about it. I was like, and I'm going to take the finisher. They was like, are you sure? I said, nigga, I am positive. I got this. So I already knew what I wanted. So we get there. Teddy is not Teddy right now because, you know, Teddy didn't have no butt. So we had to go make sure Teddy had butt because dealing with sober Teddy is something that, like, you can deal with only if you're a real person. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because he already a straight shooter. And so when it's
not a good mix.
It is in your best interest to make sure that we just chilling. We on that hybrid. We on the hey. Mary Jane and Teddy are together. That's all you have to make sure. And
they got to be married.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So we got that situated, and he's like, all right, Lala, do you know what you want to do? I say, yes, I do, Teddy. And I said, like, this is the 3 moves. Bam. I was like, I'm taking the finisher. Bam. He's like, all right, what do you want? He's like, do you want the cradle? Yeah. I was like, no. He's like, well, which one? You know, like, hey. And I said, can you give me the Stu Hart special? And like, legitimately, his face went from here to, yes, I can.
You were shattered.
And then he was like that. And so like we was in a locker room, and like the floor is concrete because we was in the historic scene in El Rey. It was a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? And dope ass owner Bert, like he plays the guitar, like man, like coolest, dopest people ever, yo. You know, shout out to them in the Rio Grande Valley. You know, like you're helping me bring up these like great, amazing, moments and stuff. So then we literally went through it once, and that was like right there, concrete, bam. Like it's like the floor is it's no carpet, like it's concrete. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna go here. He said, I just need you to jump. Bam, I jumped. And he's like, wrap your legs around here. He said, all right. He was like, you feel me grabbing it? Like my arms was up here and everything. And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, go here. He's like, just hold on. And I was like, word. And legitimately, he flipped me over. You know what I'm saying? And bam, it wasn't a full, we just went if we could. And he was like, okay, cool. He's like, just jump. He's like, if you don't jump, he's like, then I'll probably just do the cradle DDT. And I was like, okay. And like, it's not like I trust Teddy 100%, but just the way that people took that cradle DDT that he did, like it just made me feel like they were dead. And it's just, whoo.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah.
So, but I still trusted him. So, bam. I didn't tell my tag team partners what I was going to take because I knew that they would have tried to talk me out of it. So I didn't tell them shit. So boom, I wrestled, got in there with Pimp, wrestled him, no problem. Got in there with Machiko, bam, she got the upper hand on me. She tagged in Teddy. The fan in me at that point in time took over because legitimately,
it's like I'm in the ring with Teddy Hart right now.
Out of that whole match, I only hit Teddy twice. And that was 2 clotheslines. That's it. So when Teddy got in, legitimately, I could have fought back, yo. But like I was so fucking starstruck, yo. Like I let Teddy hit everything, son. I was like, fuck it. I posted for it and was just like, yo. And then he was like giving guidance at the same time, yo. Gucci, you know what I mean? All he was like arms, bam. I already know what you meant, bam. Let him hit his shit, like bam. Like I was laying like face down, and literally he had Machiko to come in, and he was like, hold me. She took his hand, and he had his foot on my back, and literally he's like, hold this, and the motherfucker did a goddamn backflip onto me, just by her holding his hand. Yo, real shit. It's on YouTube. I'm gonna send it to you so you can see.
I gotta see this.
And so, like, I could have fought back, yo, but I was like, fuck it, it's Teddy Hart, son. and then even in that point, with all the politics shit that I was dealing with there at that place as well, I was like, I felt like I had something to prove. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, if I sit up here and I take all the Teddy Hart shit and I don't bitch about it, and I make sure I sell right for Teddy and everything like that, motherfuckers can't say shit about me at all. You feel me?
Yep.
Like, period. So then, boom. Teddy got so crunk during our heat. The Stu Hart special was supposed to have been the finish. But Teddy pulled off the Stu Hart special during the heat. Not the double down. Not the go home. During the fucking heat.
Jesus Christ. So
all of a sudden you see him, bam. You already see Lala get embarrassed? Bam, he goes up for it. Bam, I'm in position. When I tell you that Stu Hart special was so fucking beautiful, you're going to see it. And when you see it, you're going to call me and you're going to be like,
I'm not even sending you just a video reaction of me crying.
Yo. And so, like, when my tag team partner saw it, they was like, So I wasn't gonna kick out. That was gonna be the match. I'm gonna be really honest with you, because he hit the fucking Stu Hart special.
It's like, that's it.
So literally, my tag team partner ran in, jumped, yuled over the referee, and hit Teddy, and it broke up in.
Like, it's not time yet. It's not time.
So why is that so memorable? I'm gonna tell you why that's memorable. Because after we ended up getting the footage to Teddy and we watched it, like Teddy was like, he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Lala. He said, you did a hell of a lot better than what I thought you was gonna do. He said, I'm just being honest. I said, no, I appreciate your honesty, Teddy. Yeah. He was like, I had a fucking blast. He was like, I'm gonna show this to Davey when I see him. And I was like, okay. And so I love Teddy to death. Teddy's a talker. Okay.
I know. I was. Yeah.
So you know that if you don't cut Teddy off in some type of way and walk away to where Teddy can't see you at all, he's going to keep talking to you.
You can't be in sight. Yep, that's it.
You cannot be in sight at all so Teddy can see you. So you are a witness, so you know what I'm saying is not lies.
No, it's not. 100% truth, man. I had him on the curtain call. The episode originally, without editing, was 3 hours. But cut it down. Yeah. And he could talk. Great guy, man. Great conversation. But I just let him talk because I know he had a lot of talking and venting to do. But you have to, like, at some point, cut into that and then just kind of segue into the next topic or whatnot. You know, it's rough.
Yeah. And so I was just like, all right, cool. So I came back to Texas, moved my mom and my kids into Killeen, Texas. And I wrestled at this place called Anarchy Championship Wrestling, ACW. The owner is Darren Childs in Austin, Texas. They have shows out at the Mohawk in Austin. It's right by 6th Street. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. Great crowd. Like, it's outside venue and inside venue.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to send you that. Link.
Yeah, you got to send me a whole bunch of stuff.
I got you, sir. I got you. So, Lance Hoyt and Davey Boy Smith Jr. was on that show, you know, because they're the Killer Elite Squad. Me and Lance Hoyt go back a long way back since I stepped foot into PCW, and I was security, and then I started being a food runner, and then I was trying to get my foot into, you know, getting more in there and everything, you know, like around that time I think he had just left the gimmick of Too Legit Lance. Around
that time? Okay.
Yeah, like Too Legit Lance. I think it was Too Legit. I don't want to say it was Too Legit to Quit Lance, but I think it was Too Legit Lance. I believe so. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure if he sees this or people who know him, they're gonna see it. They're gonna show it to him. So I don't care because I'm gonna say it. Like, you know, it used to be his gimmick where he come out and he pop lock. Here's the thing, Lance got fucking moves, bro. Like he can pop lock like it ain't nothing. Like shit. If like, and I know people gonna be like, damn, that's fucked up, and especially with what's going on right now. But if I would have put Terry Crews when he played the football dude off of White Chicks up against Lance, my nigga, Lance would beat him.
No, come on, you can't. Terry
Lance
Crews
would beat him.
Really?
My money is on Lance Hoyt. Like, look,
that's sure.
Look, after this interview ends, you go on and you tweet and you tag me in and you tag Lance that I said that if a pop lock contest happened between Lance Hoyt and Terry Crews, Lance would walk away with it.
I'm gonna do that because I don't know, man. That's tough. Okay. But
look, you're gonna ask what his credentials. Here's his credentials, and we're getting so off subject, but I'm gonna give you facts. Mind is, you have to remember that he tagged with R-Truth when they was in TNA, and R-Truth was K-Quick. And all R-Truth always did was dance. As a matter of fact, you can go and look to where Lance was fighting with R-Truth in TNA, and he knocked his dude down. He hit the ropes. He came back. He leaned with it, rocked with it, and dropped an elbow. I taught Lance that. Because when I started out my training at PCW, I started out with Lance Hoyt, BJ Turner, and Steve DeMarco.
Okay.
And I ended my training with Steve DeMarco. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've taken everything from everybody that I was able to learn from my time at PCW, you know, and it was a great time. Had some bad times, but, you know, overall, like, I still ride or die for PCW. You know what I'm saying? Professional Championship Wrestling was dope. The Bussies were great people. You know what I mean? And because of them is why I was able to get my foot into wrestling and become the person that I am now. You know, so I am going to always give credit to where credit is due. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So Lance was there. Boom. Dave Boy Smith was there. Bam. So I go up, see Lance. Lance, what's going on? He's like, what's up, Lala? How you doing? Great. How you doing? Boom. Cool. And bam. See David. Hey, Dave, how you doing? You know, man. He's like, you're Lala, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, you wrestled Ted. I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. He's like, he showed me the match. He's like, man. He said, you sold your ass off for him. He was like, he said, you took some shit. And I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then after that, me and Davey Boy Smith Jr. became cool. You know, I saw him at Bloodsport when he wrestled Cross. And that was the time I also got to know Cross a little bit better when they was in New Jersey for WrestleMania weekend. Yeah. Yep. Nope. Yep. I remember that because I got my heart fully broken. Yeah.
Oh God, 2019.
We're not even gonna start there.
No, God, I'm about to say what now. I mean, we're gonna let me just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's okay. So yeah. So I met him. I saw him at Bloodsport. It was so funny because like I was walking with the Gymnasty Boys and Chance Riser. And I saw Kurt Stallion, and I fucking love me some Kurt Stallion. Like I've known him for a good grip because you know he always came down and wrestled at ACW in Austin, Texas, and dope. Like he's a straight shooter. I fucking love him, yo. Like I love Kurt Stallion. Okay, because anywho, so I saw the match that he had with Kevin, and dear sweet Jesus, I was like, I think like I started to feel like he was watching some of my stuff on the slick, bro.
Why you say that?
Because he was ruthless than a motherfucker. For real shit. He was, bruh. I was like, I had to talk to Kevin after the match. I was like, bruh. He's like, you have anything? And it was so funny because, like, you know, he was asking, Kevin was like, hey, you know, did you see anything I could have done? And it was like, no, it was a good one. And he came over to me. He's like, yeah. I was like, what's good? I was like, it's good to see you. He's like, good to see you. He's like, did you catch the match? I was like, yeah. He's like, what did you think? And I told him exactly what I thought. And you saw everybody around him that was like, oh no. Because I was just straight honest with him. Because like Davey was giving him that thunder. You know what I'm saying? Like they was slapping each other. And like,
I believe it.
And like Kevin was trying to pull back. And I was like, no, don't you do that. You slap the fuck out of him, goddammit. And he didn't. And me, Davey Boy came with a thunder. And, bruh, it was sick. And so like we went to go like try to put more money in the meter, and we came back and he was getting into the car, and we was walking by and I saw him and I waved and he was like, and so he let down the window. He was like, hey. I was like, hey. So I went over there, I hugged him in the car, and then Simon Gotch was in the back, and I was like, what up, bro? He was like, hey Lala. I was like, how you doing? He was like, good. And I was like, I watched the match and everything. He's like, really? He's like, what you think? I was like, looking pretty ruthless, bro. I was like, respectfully though. He was like, thank you. And bam, turned around, and you like the boys just turned around, they just like, so you know, Davey Boy Smith Jr. I was like, yeah, I told y'all about this. They was like, fuck you. And they just walked up. So that's a memorable moment because that's 3 moments that I gave you. I can't not mention, like, I've been in the business for 17 years and I've never had a tryout of any kind. And like people look at me crazy and they're like, really? I was like, no. I was like, because like I used to ask people who I was seeing getting tryouts, hey, who would I send my stuff to or who would I talk to? And they wouldn't help me out. They would play like they're retarded. You know what I'm saying? But yet I would see them making it to their tryouts. I'm just like, well, ain't that a bitch? So November of last year, I finally had my first wrestling tryout of my career. And I am beyond blessed because out of all the tryouts that I could have had to begin, this one was a great one, and that was AEW. And I was beyond blessed. I met Kenny Omega. Like, bro, Kenny Omega loves my look, son. Like,
You gotta be cheesing all. I'm
you know what I'm
telling you.
saying? Cause like, it's all thanks to Kong. You
I was
know,
about
that's
to ask you, how'd you get the tryout?
it was Kong, yo. Like, I haven't seen her in so long. Like, a fact that people don't know about me and Awesome Kong is that when I was 5 years into the business, I got really distraught and I was about to step away from wrestling. And my mentor at that time, Hugh Rogue, he's still my mentor to this day. He old as hell, which he gonna probably cuss me out because he don't hear this. But love him to death. But yeah, he was a deathmatch legend. You know, him and Masada are like besties. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, shout out to the bro, Masada. I love Brii. That's the bro. I can get away with calling him his government name and I won't die. Respect. So, and that's another story I'll have to tell you a whole nother time.
Yeah,
but,
I'm curious. Yeah.
But he ended up hitting up a friend of his, and during that time, she was in Dallas, and he had it to where he got a phone call to where she called me and she talked to me, and she was like, "Hey, what's going on?" You know, and I was telling her, she's like, "Well, you can't quit." She said, "You got to keep pushing." She's like, "There's not enough thick African American females in this business." You know, she's like, and there needs to be. She's like, so you got to keep pushing. And I remember that and it stood with me. And I was able to, I kept pushing, you know, and on my 14th or 15th year mark, I believe, I was able to wrestle her. And I had a podcast at that time and end up pulling some strings to where I was able to have her come on. And I remember telling her, I was like, you may not remember me. I was like, but, you know, I was 5 years into this business and you had talked to me. She's like, oh, no. She said, I remember you. She's like, remember, there ain't enough thick African-American women in this business. She's like, so, you know, I'm a member of thick one, like, you know what I'm saying, like myself. And I was like, okay, you know, and was able to wrestle her. And from that day forth, we became so close because we had so much in common. And she's just a sweetheart. Like, Kia is a sweetheart. Like, I was nervous as fuck when I was getting ready to wrestle her. Like, my heart was beating out of my chest. I knew it wasn't a good thing to do. But, man, I couldn't stop smoking cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Like, my nerves was like crazy. And I was like, look, I feel like I need to smoke a blunt before I get ready to wrestle her. I was like, but I don't want to smoke a blunt. And then she smelled the weed on me. And then she just like, you know, this is disrespectful. I was like, oh, my nerves. Like, it was bad. It was bad.
Oh, man.
And then I met her. And then she's like, all right. She's like, I'm finna go out here and have a cigarette. I was like, you finna have a what? She's like, do you want one? I said, I'm just shocked that you do. Girl, come on. And then, you know, and after that, the ice broke. Boom, sweetheart. So I saw that they was gonna be in Tennessee. So I was staying in Dalton, Georgia at that time, and it's like 2 hours to get from where I'm at to Nashville. And so I hit her up that Sunday. I hit her up that Sunday. I texted her and I was like, hey, sis, hope all is well. I mean, we've kept in contact, you know, throughout this whole thing. Because, like, when I ended up seeing that she popped up on AEW, I flipped my shit. Shit flipped it. Like, I lost my fucking voice. I called her. I left a message. I said, hey, you could have told me. But I understand. I'm glad you're back. Love you. Talk to you soon. And she called me. You know, so I hit her and I was like, hey, I was like, would you happen to know who I would talk to about getting there and help set up the ring? And I just waited. And then she texted back and she was like, wouldn't you just rather get in the ring and train? I was like, yeah, if that's possible, you know what I'm saying? But if not, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I could show up and help them with the ring, you know, to like kind of, you know, try to get my foot in, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I know some of the people that are under contract, you know, with AEW, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And she was like, send me a promo picture of you, any gifts if you have them, you know, and I'm in the process of I'm texting Kenny right now. And she was like, she hit me back and was like, He loves your look. And when I saw that, my phone dropped. I dropped my fucking phone. I
believe it.
I was like, what? Kenny Omega likes my look? And like, oh, like if people don't understand this about me, they feel understanding now. I am a huge fan of Japanese wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to constantly watch Dragon Gate. I would watch New Japan Pro. I would watch Great Muta, Kenta Kobashi, Kenta before he went to WWE, Shinsuke Nakamura before he went, Minoru Suzuki. Oh my God, I love that man. I got to meet him and I almost cried.
It happens, like, you know, when you meet some people that you look up to, that you idolize as well. You know, emotions run wild.
I need to meet Great Muta. I need to meet the Great Muta. I need to meet Stan Hansen, and I need to meet JBL. Those are the three people that I need to meet. And Kenta Kobashi. Why do I need to meet those people?
Yep, I was
because
about to ask.
They are all instrumental to my wrestling career. That's one of the, and look, I'm probably answering some of your questions you was already having me. That's one of the main reasons of why I use the lariat, is because I love watching JBL take people's head off. But I fucking fell in love when I saw Stan Hansen just start knocking people's fucking head off. Like it was a perfect love song. It was like, that's so beautiful. That's nice. And it's like I was doing the spear, but then everybody and their mom was doing the spear. And I was like, man, I don't want to do the spear no more. I mean, I can bring it out every now and then. I was like, man, I'm gonna start knocking motherfuckers' heads off, son. And then like my early years when there's videos of me on YouTube and I used to have a full face paint. That was my tribute to the Great Muta, because I used to watch the Great Muta wrestle, and I could never figure out the mist thing, so I just never tried it because I didn't want to like swallow mist and shit, and I just
it's like
just something I just, you know, like sometimes you just gotta pick and choose your battles, and that was a battle that nobody really wanted to help me and guide me through it so I could get to where I needed to get to. So I was like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Just okay.
Forget about
Kenta
it.
Kobashi, because my favorite match, and people will probably be upset at me, I don't give a fuck, but it's my favorite match. Seeing Kenta Kobashi and Samoa Joe wrestle at Ring of Honor was, in my opinion, honestly, a ruthless fact, 10-star fucking match, because it's hard hitting. And when I said hard hitting, I mean hard hitting, not this pussyfoot. Let me just fuck you. Wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, I love the way Kenta Kobashi chops. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my chopping comes from in a certain sense, but I kind of put my own little oomph on it, because once, I'm not as tall as Kenta Kobashi. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't, go like this and chop somebody. So I gotta kind of like swerve. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
better than a Nature Boy, those chops?
Now here's my thing. It would be Kenta Kobashi and Nature Boy to where my chops would be, because here's another fact. So when I was in the Rio Grande Valley and we worked at the South Texas Comic-Con, and we was able to have shows there, it was like over 10,000 fucking people there, bro. It was fucking amazing. Like, I wrestled in front of over 10,000 people. Like, and it was a lot of people there doing that. So, like, yo, that's another match that's on there. You could go watch it. I'm gonna send you the link.
Thank God. I was about to say, can I see this match as well?
And so Ric Flair was there for the Texas Comic-Con. His booth was all the way in the back. So I wrestled, I showed out, I chopped the shit out of this dude. Shout out to Richard Reason. I whooped his ass. It was a great time. And like I was chopping, like I did, like, I don't know what happened. Like, I think the electricity from the crowd had me so hyped to where it's like for a split second, Eddie Guerrero took over my body, because like when I chopped him the second time, I turned around and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Which I met Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Sr. May he rest in peace. That's another story I got to tell you.
Number one, the first thing we got to do, we have to have the ruthless facts. That has to be like a legitimate thing. You remember Zombieland?
Yes.
The movie show when they had like those I guess the rules or something like that, and it would pop up on the screen. That's what we had to do
Fact
here.
number 16.
Ruthless fact, like number 787. Just pop it up there. We need that. That has to be a thing.
Real quick. So boom, that happened, and she was like, she called me, and she was like, so I got you a tryout Wednesday. I said, I'm sorry, you said what? She said, yeah, I got you a tryout. She's like, I don't really know. She's like, they don't usually do business like this, so I don't know everything you had to go through. She's like, yeah. She's like, so, and I told her that I was going to be in town, and that, I was going to come down there at least, I was going to be in the neighborhood, try to be in the neighborhood that Monday. That way I can be close by, I can get together and go and eat and stuff. Yeah. And she's like, well, I'm going to be there Tuesday. She's like, so if you want, you can just come and just stay with me. And I was like, really? And she's like, girl, yeah. And I was like, okay. And so then I had my roommate at the time. I hit her up and I was like, hey. I said, you want to meet Awesome Kong? She's like, bitch, say what? I was like, what? But I'm going to get to that part. So, yeah, she told me, and she's like, yeah, you like the little shit, like, so bring everything you have and all this, and we're going to get everything situated. She's like, but, yeah, she's like, just be you. And have fun. It's like, yes, ma'am. She, and it was dope. She's like, they, I think that's when they was trying to find some people that could, give Nyla Rose, a run for her money and still build her up as this, dominant female, which I know all about that way too well. So don't say anything, as Viet or anything like that. And I was like, I got you, sis. I'm not going to say nothing, you know what I'm saying? Which I didn't say nothing. Like, I didn't go and post it, or nothing like that. But you'd be goddamn crazy if I didn't call Mike Cobb and be like,
yep, I know.
I was like, so.
How was that experience over there?
It was the dopest experience ever. Like, I need more of it. Like, I want that contract, bro. Like, I want it so badly because, like, I was able to get in the ring, bro, and, like, work out with fucking Dustin, bro. Like, do you know, like, fucking, like, Goldust himself? Like, like,
I know. I know it's a surreal feeling,
bro.
Like, it's like
he's a fucking sweetheart, bro. Like, he's such, like, dude, he's so down to earth, bro. And to, like, get advice from him and for, like, him to, like, watch me, like, bro, it was mind blowing. Then I got to meet Billy Gunn, bro. Oh my fucking god, dude. like everything in me just wanted to bust out. I'm an ass man. But I felt it would have been very rude. I thought it would have been very rude and disrespectful. Or he probably would have laughed about it. I don't know. But, and so we were able to talk to him as well. And, like, I got shown around. Me and Chris Statlander, we got shown around. Like, we got to see everything. Like, I was able to get in the ring with Brandy Rose. She's a sweetheart. Ariel Monroe, that's a sis. She's a sweetheart. Britt Baker, she's a dentist, sis gonna have to beat that in. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just call a spade, like, all the other women, like, they're amazing. Even the referees, like, Brii, she's a sweetheart. Like, I met Brii when they had WrestleMania in New Jersey when she was a referee for, I think it was the GCW show. No. It was I think it was the Interspecies show. But yo, she was that ref, yo. And I like shout out to Brii, like real shit. And like all those women, they were just amazing. And like they were just cool. Like, and then I ran into my homie, Sammy Guevara. I've known Sammy for a very long time. And so when I saw him coming in, and because we was like out there in the ring, like I'd already did everything, and kind of able to just like chillax for a little bit, and I saw him. I was like, "Hey, yo, Sammy!" And he turned around. He's like, "Holy shit!" He was like, "What's up, Lala?" I was like, "What up, bro?" And so Carl was like, "You know her?" He was like, "Hell yeah!" And she was like, "Don't you think she'll be a good addition to this roster?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, she would." And I was like, oh shucks, stop it, and then end up running into Marco, because I know Marco and Logan. Those are my little brothers. I love them to death. I met them in WrestleMania weekend, New Jersey. Actually, nope, I lied. I met them way back. Actually, I met Logan. That's when I met Logan. I met Marco when I did Making Towns Wrestling, and he was there because they was doing the Scenic City Invitational, the show after that, and both shows were like connected. You know what I mean? So he was there and he watched me wrestle, and after he watched me wrestle, he was like, "Yo." He's like, "You fucking dope." He's like, "I want to wrestle you." And I was like, "No, Marco." I said, "I would kill you." I was like, "And I love you to death." He's like, "I'm fucking with it." He's like, "I'm gonna fuck you up, Lala." I was like, "Okay, thank you. Okay. So that's what you want to do. All right.
Say no more.
And then me and him became cool. Like he's a great guy. Him and Logan, like those are my babies. I love them to death. And so I saw him and he's like, "What?" And then I saw fucking Jake, and me and Jake go back because I met him when he was in Dallas. Actually, that's when I met him, MVP, Jim Duggan, Scott Steiner. And I met Scott Steiner on a good day, so I'm winning.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Justin Roberts, Matt Stryker, like these guys were amazing. Iceman King Parson, just cool ass people, like people that I've always wanted to meet, and it was just great.
You get that out. So a lot of memories, a lot of good memories you got.
No, like you don't understand. That was another memory, because like I got to meet at that time he was Jack Swagger. Well, he couldn't be Jack Swagger because WWE took the name or whatever. So he had to be Jake. So the fact that I was able to stand next to the man and put my hand over my heart and say, "See the motherfucking people," I was happy as shit. Like you don't understand. Like, and it wasn't just it wasn't fan shit. It was the fact that it was just two wrestlers that end up, hey, and like, bam, chit chat, damn. Then here's MVP, bam, chit chat, chit. And mind you, all these guys became cool with me because while they was in the locker room and everything, and there was like a lot of stuff going on with like the ring trying to get up and so much craziness going on. Like I got there and I had asked the owner, the owner is Jerry Bostic, great, amazing guy. Shout out to Jerry. I was like, "Hey, you need any help?" He's like, "Please help my mom and my dad with the ring." I said, "I got you." Went there and like people like was just sitting around like you could look at them and tell that they were trainees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and the first thing they should have been doing is fucking help put up the goddamn ring. And so
they were just sitting around?
Yeah, just sitting around, just talking. So I went over there with his mom and his dad and started helping them, whatever. She's like, "I appreciate you. Everybody else want to be lazy." So, like, mind you, Matt Stryker and everybody was there. And so they're watching me, like, trying to, make sure the ropes and everything is situated and get everything, the barricades and all this and getting the chair situated. And I had no idea. And then first his mom went to him and was like, she was the only person that helped and did something. He's like, "You need to take care of her. Give her take care of her." And he was like, "Man, if I would remember that you were showing up," he said, "I would have just booked you against Taya Valkyrie instead of, booking her against El Fuego." And I was like, And the thing is, I know Taya. Me and Taya go back. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's another story.
Yeah. History. I mean? Oh my God.
And so then he goes to the back, and Matt Stryker comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I said, "Oh no." I said, "I know who you are." I was like, "I'm a huge fan." All right. Huge fan, man. And he was like, "Thank you." And we were talking. He's like, "How long you been working?" And I told him, he's like, "All right." He's like, "I just been seeing you bust your ass." He's like, "And I want to try to help, get you, something." He's like, I can't say it's going to be a match. He was like, "But, maybe we could valet somebody and, or something." And I was like, "Cool, I'm down for it." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, thank you. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And sure enough, man, Matt Stryker went back there and talked to Jerry, and people started vouching, and bam, I ended up coming out with my homeboy Tigo and being his valet. You know what I mean? And I had a blast, yo. Like, it was cool. And then I met Scott Steiner on a good day because they told me, I was like, "I want to meet Scott Steiner." They was like, "Yeah." Scott is good. It's one you can catch him on a good day. And it's like, it don't really depend. They're like, so Scott comes in here and he just walks right past you. They're like, just leave him alone. It's not a good day for Scott. I said, okay. So like, we were all talking, like after we got everything situated, and there's like 4 or 5 more wrestlers, like literally right here, you know, MVP, you know, Striker, all the guys, whatever. And like, we were all talking, and then Scott started coming in. And I looked, and I was like, oh, and like I had my contacts in already. So he came in, he shook everybody's hand coming down, and I was like, oh shit, so he's in a good mood. This is great. So he shook everybody's hand, came down, and then he got to me. He's like, oh shit, your eyes are freaky. Nice to meet you. And I said, nice to meet you, you know, and he walked on, you know. And like, yo, it was dope as shit, because it's like, just off of that day there alone, when I saw Scott again in New Jersey for WrestleMania, when he was about to wrestle Hornswoggle, like, it wasn't a good day for Scott.
So you've seen the difference? Yeah.
Like, Scott started walking, motherfuckers started moving. Scott didn't speak to nobody. Scott was like, I mean, he talked to Hornswoggle because he was for the wrestle Hornswoggle. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, when I found out he was for the wrestle Hornswoggle,
oh god,
like right after Steiner talked to him, and he's like, all right, you know, see you in a little bit, and he walked upstairs. You just see Hornswoggle sitting on the stairs outside. He was just like, I was like, bro, you got this shit, son. Like in my mind, I'm like, man, leave Hornswoggle alone.
Yo,
like,
just stop messing with him, please.
You know? like, let him be, man. You know what I'm saying? But it was good, because it's like Scott walking by through everybody. Bam, I was already out the way, so he walked through everybody. He gets ready to walk by me, and he walks by me, and like the gap gets ready to close back up, and he was like, he stopped, and he turned around. He's like, don't I know you? He's like, with the freaky eyes, Dallas. I was like, yes, sir. I was like, how you doing? He's like, you know, it's one of the days I can see. I was like, you have a good one. He's like, you too. I turned around, and everybody was like, so who the fuck you don't know? And I was like, man, I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, listen, you leave that impression. You know, Lala left a lasting impression not only on everybody else, but on yours truly in BCW. And that impression is going to last all the way until next week. Because, folks, that was only part 1 of 2 of this conversation with Lala. We're going to pick it up next week. And what you see is what you get. And it doesn't get any realer than Ruthless Lala. And she's going through some tough times right now, folks. And over here at BCW, we are backing her 100%. Lala, you got our support and our respect. And, well, I'm urging everybody out there that viewed this right now, please help out if you can. We have a fundraiser on Facebook, the Ruthless Lala fundraiser. If you can donate something, anything, it's going to be beneficial to help out Ruthless Lala. She's a member of the family for life. And, well, I know she's a little upset at myself, but I kind of got the heat off of me, I think, a little bit, because now Swervin has to deal with her, and that's going to be at a later time, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to switch gears right now, and we're going to take a look at what some of the other indie wrestlers have been doing during this time off, and what their plans are for when we resume business. Take a look.
BCW reached out to me a few weeks back asking how I am doing during this quarantine. Alright, to answer your question, I initially was okay at first, but then as the days became to weeks and the weeks became to months, it slowly started creeping up on me. Now, how I've been handling it is by going for walks, going for jogs, reading books. This is a book I've been reading. It's The Lone Samurai by Miyamoto Musashi, written by William Scott Wilson. Good book. Now, as we slowly start going back into what may be the new norm. So to answer your question on what are my plans for when BCW opens back up, well, that's easy. That's to get my belt back. The BCW Heavyweight Championship that's held by Darius Carter. Now let's give the devil his due, and he has been the longest reigning and defending BCW champion. I can go back and say how he cheated to win, but I'm better than that now. That's the match that I want. That I know that's not the match that I'm going to get. The match that I'm gonna get is the match that has still yet to happen, and that is a match with Eric Jaden. So my question to you, Eric, what are you gonna do when I get?
What's good? It's your boy Big Cuzzo. Where am I? I'm home, and so should you. We're in quarantine, so I honestly don't have an update for you. You know what I mean? We just been here for 3 months at home doing absolutely nothing. You know, if you're working, essential worker, thank you so much. There's so much things going on in social media right now. Obviously, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, you matter, everybody matters. That's a whole other conversation I don't want to get to right now. So I'm trying to stay positive, okay? I'm positive because of this whole quarantine life, all right? Why? My mental health is at risk, okay? Your mental health is at risk. Don't consume too much social media. Just relax, stay home, quarantine. Cool, all right. What? This whole thing? It's too good. That's right. Our Too Good shirt is now on ProWrestlingTees.com/Too Good. Buy your shirt now, okay? Because it's not that hard to do. It's just simply too good, you know. Let's see what else I gotta say. Yeah. This honest, I don't have nothing for you right now, bro. I don't. We're in quarantine. The gym is closed. Everything is closed still in New York City. Let's see. I don't want to give you a date. Stay tuned for dates. Listen, I honestly don't have an update for you, man. All you know is I'm a two-man fashion champion, and that's all I gotta say. Cause it's too good.
It's always great checking in with the BCW family, and I can't wait to get back in action. But speaking of the family, I know most of you may be wondering, Jimmy, who was supposed to be the guest this week? Now, while we didn't conduct an interview, which will happen in the near future, we did get a video package unveiling exactly who that individual is. So without further ado, folks, please welcome the newest member to the BCW family.
Hail Riley, full of grace. It's something you better get used to saying. Because BCW, I'm here.
I'm telling you, things are heating up over here at BCW. A crazy interview with Lala. Things got real. Now, the newest member of the BCW family, Riley Madison. What does she want with this company? What is in store for BCW? But faithful, they're telling me, Jimmy, ring that bell. Take it home. It's time to wrap it up. But as that curtain comes down, I want to remind you that BCW, Brii Combination Wrestling, is where the future lives. It was all swerving.